We need to move from a traditional credit score, where it's using all dated data, and sometimes data from 2 years, 3 years ago, and we need to move to a real-time financials, real-time information coming with speed, with a lot, massive amounts of data, different segments of information, different invoices, people, items, every type of information to get in. So it's not just looking at specific 50 big segments, it's considering 500, 5,000 segments of features and considering them for a score.
Is the same approach used for assessing institutions and individuals?
Institutions have different type of information than consumers, but the concept is very similar. You need real-time information, massive data that comes in real time, and you need the processing power to make in real-time decision. So you need to be able to create models to find similarities and challenges that may be hidden in the data, and be able to extract those specific insights you want to make the right decision.
How do emerging alternative data sources and machine learning algorithms help?
By using machine learning, we can process huge amounts of data. What does it mean in the end? It means that you can look deeper and understand better stories. Stories of one person, stories of a business, a story of a community. If I'm looking at a person, how much time he's spending on his phone? Where does he spend the time? Who is he calling? Who is in? What app is he engaging? I can understand better the person. Is it specifically predicting of default or predicting of credibility? I'm not sure. We need to test. It is every different segment and different predictable that can work. But it gives us the options to understand better our population, even if it's consumer, SMEs, PMS, or a large enterprise.
What are the most significant risks and ethical considerations when using AI?
Ethical use of AI is important for everyone, specifically for financial institutions and bank and the regulator. There is a very easy way to manipulate the decisioning based on things that we don't want to take decision on. Let's say that I'm taking the zip code of the applicant, and I'm deciding based on zip codes who I'm funding, who I'm not funding. By creating this bias, I may be creating an unjust bias between people from Mexico City and people from Guadalajara. And we need to be very careful not to doing those bias if there's no real good context to it. And that's what we need to be careful. Decisioning that maybe look correctly mathematically, but are not correctly from social aspect of us.
What impact will quantum computing have on the modeling and management of risk in global finance?
This is the future, as we say, but quantum computing is an enabler. It's an ability to run bigger processes, much larger LLM system, much larger models on a larger set of volume of data in a cheaper and more cost-effective way from cost in dollars, but also from time perspective and the resource. Quantum computing is an enabler for us to do everything faster and smarter. We don't know how to predict how it's going to change our lives and what opportunities it will open up for us. And if you take an example, once you go to self-car driving, when we don't drive cars anymore, because humans stop driving cars, the opportunities are amazing. It's not just about sitting on driving in your car and eating on the way to work or calling your friends. It's about changing the experience completely. Maybe doing gymnastics, running on the treadmill, or working on yourself while on your way to work or on your way to friends. Maybe picking up your family members to have a joint dinner on the way back home from work after school, work, and everything else. The opportunities change completely what we can imagine in this scenario, and I think that it will be the same for quantum computing. Once we have it ready and deploy, the opportunities will be much wider than we can expect today.
How should banks and fintechs prepare for the convergence of AI and quantum computing?
So the first thing I need banks and financial institutions to understand, they don't need to prepare for, they need to be here now. You need to move forward, move fast, and be part of this innovation cycle, because you're going to lose your place if you're not moving and acting right now. AI is here. Is changing the world as we see it. We're all using ChatGPT on our phone, but it's changing the world of risk, it's changing of compliance, It's changing how fast we can deploy new products, how fast we can reach clients, and how fast companies will grow and change the market. So start early, start today, or no later than tomorrow.
How can credit intelligence and quantum analytics help improve financial inclusion for the unbanked in regions like Latin America?
Latin America and Mexico do suffer from not exclusivity market and not inclusive market. 91% of micro businesses are not getting access to the credit system. 80%, or 4 out of 5 businesses that are PYMEs, small, medium-sized businesses, do not have access to credit today. So the system must change to be inclusive. What credit intelligence offers is the combination of the data, real-time financials, and the processing to combine together to provide you the ability to process a lot of numbers of applications in the same cost in a faster time. So if I can jump from 10 applications a day to 10,000 applications a day, I can process many more customers in the same cost, and I can pick the best one or choose more to finance. I can also understand better their story. And this is an important part. I don't need to look at 5 different segments of the information, the profit, the expenses for 2 years ago. I can look deeper and understand better the story of the business, the story of the person, and understand them better so I can be more comfortable with my decision who to provide financing, and creating an environment who foster more inclusivity and provide financing to more people. And maybe I should just finish with the fact that every person or business we finance, it's not just this one entrepreneur or this person. It has a ripple effect for the whole community behind it to support and go. And this is why it's more important to have inclusivity than exclusivity.